Side 10. I wish I could have shown you the market in Genoa, as my mother's sister once showed it to me. I must have been 7 or 8. I had been sent there when my mother was ill, for a month or so. In La Superba there was a fish market of the most amazing varieties that they brought up out of those waters. The praying fish, the sea truffle, the tartufi di mare, sea strawberries, and a mussel called cozze pelose. I love the vongole alla marinara, and I cook it myself, a rough dish that some call fishermen's clams. And best of all, red mullet with oil, onion, wine, and wine vinegar, triglie alla veneziana. You see the color in the fish scales, that iridescent color. It is so vivid when the fish is lifted from the sea. All kinds of blue and indigo and silver, a hint of silver with a blue-white tinge. Indigo blue, speedwell blue, violet blue, every shade. Fast-fading violets covered up in leaves. That phrase comes into my head as I write of the color. It closes you in its hand, that line. It describes you fading as I touched you. Keats, writing to a nightingale and wondering if he was awake or dreaming. I see myself as a child, between the blue sea and the blue sky. And I think often also of that evening, the first evening when I swam. You, Richard and Alex were sitting in the restaurant, and I went down the beach. I wanted to be out of sight of you, because I was angry, to tell you the truth, which was unattractive, as truth often is, unpalatable, sour in the mouth. I hated Richard that day, and I hated him returning. I wanted to be out of sight of you, so I walked past the rocks, then took off my clothes and went into the water. I think perhaps that I even had a moment of hoping I would not come back, and would swim until I drowned, because I knew that the possibility of keeping you close to me was small, and I had a fierce longing to die rather than experience that loss. I know that you saw me. I think you did. I think your face was turned in my direction. As I looked at you, my heart flew from me. I was dispossessed. I knew it was no longer my own. It never would be again. I had to have you. I wanted you for myself. All the selfishness and cruelty of youth in that moment, all the blazing desire. And less than a day later, we were in the same sea on the south coast, and I held you naked in my arms in the water, and the coolness only made your body seem warmer to me. And we stood with the water up to our shoulders, and I could feel the whole length of you as you put your arms round my neck, as you had in Enna. But it was more wonderful, because I could feel the little curve of your belly, the heaviness of your breasts, the pressure of your thighs. On the rocks beneath us your foot brushed mine, and there was something more profound, more erotic in that than there was in the rest of you, as if you were stumbling as you walked, and I were holding you upright and moving you where I moved, guiding you where I wanted to be. And I was indeed entirely where I wanted to be, because the feeling of you was shattering. It tore my life to pieces. I have put myself back together, and I have a very good life, but it will never be like it was before. It is a carefully constructed building, clever, ingenious, but it is not what I found with you. It does not possess the sensation of living and being part of the world, part of the blue ocean and blue heaven. What other color is heaven but blue? Intensely blue, like lapis lazuli, the stone that the Egyptians believed gave life, and the color that they called the color of truth. Zeus was painted blue, Zeus and Jupiter, Vishnu, Indra, and Krishna. We live in a blue planet with blue moons. Romantic. But I look up, and I don't see the romance, only the same white face gazing down at me. I think of you, and I wonder, after all this time, if you look at the moon and the stars as you did once. I wonder if you look at the sea or the sky and think of me.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?